Grant Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome. Thanks for being here. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Guess what? The Pope has finally commented on the Supreme Court decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. He's weighed in. Pope Francis said he respects the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, but doesn't understand it from a legal point of view.
What a cop-out.
Is that bizarre? Why don't you sit down with, I don't know, anybody and have them explain it to you? This is bizarre to me. So bizarre. Is this not a main Catholic issue anymore? Is it just like, whatever? I tell you the truth, he said. I don't understand it from a technical point of view. I have to study it because I don't really understand the ruling 50 years ago, and now I can't say whether it did right or wrong from a judicial point of view. Excuse me? We just overturned the federal right to abortion. Now it goes back to the states. Many states, if not most, will ban abortion. And you don't get it from a technical point of view? You can't tell whether it's right or wrong?
Yeah, I can understand if he doesn't...
Is this guy Catholic?
Right.
No!
If he doesn't understand federalism, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know if it's right or wrong and you're the Pope?
Crazy. I mean, it's nuts. I don't understand. I don't understand how he doesn't understand. I don't understand how he couldn't make some kind of positive statement about it. Like, okay, that's a great step in the right direction, America. Let's keep going. I was relieved that somebody is finally trying to save children. I don't know, something. I don't understand it from a technical point of view. I can't tell you if it's right or wrong. What? Wow.
And even if you're going to use that line, Pope, maybe mix in God gave us life. And while I don't understand the ruling from a technical point of view, blah, blah, blah. I mean, there is the Pope Catholic? I mean, that is the question. I think it's a fair question.
It's a really fair question.
At this point.
It's more in doubt than whether or not a bear poops in the woods. I'll tell you that right now. Those two things, the responses to a super obvious answer.
Right.
It's a Pope Catholic. I don't know.
That's where we are in 2022. We are at the point where nothing makes sense. There is no common sense is dead. And we've got religious leaders that you think this would be in their wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Barely even fouling them off.
Right.
Oh gosh.
I mean, did he even foul it off, or was that a swing and a
miss?
I
think it's a complete whiff. Never mind.
Jeez,
you're right.
Man.
That's a total whiff.
Wow. All right. We're coming off the 4th of July weekend. Here's how not to do fireworks. Just to set a fun tone today.
Watch this. This has been me if I try to set off fireworks in my driveway. Okay. Here we go. Oh.
Whoa.
Get that baby out of there. Okay. Wait, what's happening over here?
Oh my God.
Everything's happening over there. Is that not surreal?
What?
Hope you have auto insurance. I see the Mayhem guy from State Farm or whatever showing up.
How many fireworks did they have in one place?
I don't know.
And something lit them over there, I guess?
No. So they light it out of the sidewalk.
Right.
It shoots over to the car.
Yeah.
They start to walk over there. This is where I would have come in. And me and Jean-Pierre Paul from remember the guy who blew off his hands, NFL player? So anyway, you walk over there, and that's when it just decides, you know what? It's time to explode over here.
Yeah.
Underneath the car.
But I mean, that was a lot of fireworks.
Yeah, I don't know if they
must have had like a box of them, and then something got into the box.
See, I don't know if that was supposed to be happening up above them.
Well, it was, but they obviously piled them under the car. I don't know. Look at that. That is unbelievable. What the hell have you done?
No, it shot over from the sidewalk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then got lodged under there. And that one guy almost had his face... Wait, Rob's saying the guy went over and lit them while they were under the car? Oh, my gosh. Is that right? I didn't catch that.
Yeah, I mean, there's multiple fireworks going off. That's not just one. That's a lot.
He says, watch the guy in the blue shirt.
And it almost looks like a car explodes at one point.
Yeah,
like right here.
It might have.
Jeez.
We didn't see the charred remains afterward.
Holy
Rob,
crap.
I don't think he went over there to light it. I think he was over there to try to kick it out from underneath the car. I think he was like, oh, I can help everyone. Watch me.
But like Russian dash cam videos, no one was harmed in the making of that fireworks video. So everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Just a really cool display is what it turned out to be.
It's going to end up being...
Except for the car. The car's probably got just a tad damage. Just a little bit of damage to it.
It's going to make for a fun farmer's commercial.
No kidding.
July 4th, 2022.
Wow.
We had a car. A fire cell car. Good point. Yeah, that's Rob's line. I like that.
Also, yesterday we played some of Joe Biden's 4th of July speech.
It was good, right?
We didn't. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. It was inspiring. I'm set for another year, really, because that was so powerful. Here is the end of that speech where Jill has to remind Joe to say, God bless America. I love it.
God bless America.
Okay.
God bless America. God bless America. Thank you.
And so he gives her the microphone.
God protect our troops. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know what I'm saying, and thank you for telling me what to say.
Say God bless America, Joe. Come on.
That's my sister, Susie. Thank you, Susie, for saying that.
Wow.
I don't know. It's just it's outrageous. Speaking of outrageous, Mitt Romney praised a genuinely good man, Joe Biden, who, of course, once accused him of wanting to enslave blacks, which is great. This was during his rant about climate change, gun control. He was ranting. He picked out two things that Republicans agree with, two things Democrats agree with, and because he alone knows what people should do and how to get along, and he can fix it all. He can fix it all. And he was talking about the cataclysmic end of America, I guess, if we don't get this under control. In some respects, he's right, but he's not right about climate change. I mean, he acts as though the ice caps are all melting. They're not. And the other things, I don't know, I just discounted the whole thing. But the genuinely good man that Joe Biden is, I mean, listen to this. President Joe Biden is a genuinely good man, but he has yet been unable to break through our national malady of denial, deceit, and distrust. Yeah, because he's too busy promoting all that stuff.
He just described Joe Biden.
He sure did. And Joe Biden, a genuinely good man? No, he's not. No, he's not. He's a lying sack. Don't give me that. He's a genuinely good man stuff. What kind of judge of character are you, Mitt? You better open up your eyes and figure out what's going on around you in Washington, D.C., because this president is not a genuinely good man. He's trying to promulgate the slaughter of children. He wants to keep that going. He lies through his teeth every day. He blames others when it's his fault. That's not a genuinely good man. I'm sorry. No. And don't tell me I'm judging the guy either, because we have to judge righteously. I'm not saying where he's going to wind up after this life. That's the judgment I can't give him. But I can judge the job he's doing for America.
Yeah, as an American and as a voter, you absolutely have.
We have to judge every single day what this guy is doing. Terrible. He's absolutely terrible. So he says Joe Biden's a genuinely good man, and a return of Donald Trump would feed the sickness, probably rendering it incurable.
Oh, God.
This guy gets worse all the time. I mean, for a brief time in 2012, because of the alternative, I thought, all right, Mitt Romney's a genuinely good man. Let's maybe give him a shot. No. No.
In hindsight, as much as we cannot stand, for many good reasons, Barack Obama, I guess it was better that that it turned out the way it did.
Yeah. Glenn's made that point before.
Oh, because we would not have had Donald Trump.
Right. And we would not have fought so hard for the things we believe in because Barack Obama was so bad at what he was doing, it woke everybody up.
Yeah. I mean, you pick Mitt Romney as president in 2012, you didn't just overturn Roe versus Wade. That's for sure.
No, that's right.
You got vanilla judges at best from Mitt Romney.
And I think conservatives go back to sleep in 2020. And you're right. There'd be no Donald Trump presidency. And Trump rolled back some things that had to be rolled back, and Mitt Romney would not have done it.
Nope.
Mitt Romney is worthless.
Yeah.
Absolutely worthless. Oh my gosh. That's the last straw. If there wasn't already a straw that broke the camel's back, that one did. In fact, that broke the camel in half.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's bad. Jeez. Utah, please, by all that is holy, by all that is good, right, and holy, vote this guy out the first chance you get. And what would that be, 2024?
Oh, I'm typing up our title for today's show, which is Mitt Romney is Worthless. But Mitt Romney, let's see, when is he up for re-election?
Or was it is it this year? I don't know, because when did he become senator?
Oh, my gosh.
Was it 16 or 18?
24.
24, okay.
Oh,
shoot. Thought for a second. Wait a minute, maybe it was 2016. No, 2018. So have another couple of years, but please find somebody.
Seriously.
I mean, in the whole state of 3 million people, there's got to be somebody better.
And why is that Republican states always do this?
Settle for this?
Yes.
The RINO, the guy who's the worst possible Republican that you could possibly find anywhere. and you put him in there and you just keep voting him in.
Right.
That's what they do in Alaska with Murkowski, too. I don't understand it. Why?
So Alaska
can do way better than Murkowski. Utah can do way better than Mitt Romney. Come on. Yeah, and speaking of which, then we have John Cornyn right here in Texas, who, by the way, was great at first, and then got polluted when he went to D.C. and has just become, the Lindsey Graham of Texas. Which, by the way, South Carolina, you can do a lot better than Lindsey Graham.
Seriously, all of these states, I wouldn't recommend this, but you throw a rock in the air. Whoever it lands on would be better than any of those four. Definitely.
Seriously. And look at the other, in all of these states, look at the other congressmen. You've got Ted Cruz in Texas. You've got Mike Lee in Utah, maybe our best U.S. senator. You've got Tim Scott in South Carolina. And in Alaska...
You got Dan Sullivan.
Yeah, I don't know that much about Dan Sullivan.
Why don't I know a lot about him other than his name?
He must be doing a quiet senatorial term.
Well, let's just put it this way. Dan Sullivan is not an example when we take a tour of RINOs around the country. He's got Lisa Murkowski up there for that role.
No kidding. And you understand it. You understand Susan Collins in Maine.
Right.
Because that's the best they can do, Republican-wise. If it's not Susan Collins, it's a Democrat in Maine. And so Susan Collins is a better placeholder in Maine than a Democrat because she's going to usually vote with the Republicans. So you can understand that particular hideous senator. But in these super red states, you can't.
There's no excuse.
None. Also, somebody found a clip that has started to make the rounds on the internet. It was of Joe Biden back in what is this, about 1992 or 3?
I think so, yes, 1993. I think it says on the video.
He apparently calls a group of Confederate flag supporters very fine people.
Oh.
Wait.
Spicy.
What? You mean the exact phrase that Donald Trump used?
Let's see this thing.
The senator made a very moving and eloquent speech as a son of the Confederacy, acknowledging that it was time to change and yield to a position that Senator Carol Moseley Braun raised on the floor of the Senate, not granting a federal charter to a organization.
Spit it out, Joe.
Made up of many fine people.
No.
Who
many fine people.
Continue
run that back a little bit because I started talking.
Made up of many fine people who continue to display the Confederate flag.
Oh. Wait, what? That's interesting, isn't it? Where has that been all these years? Where has that been as Donald Trump has taken the beating he's taken? And he wasn't calling the people who were raising hell with the Nazis very fine people. He was saying that there are some other people out there who are very fine people. There's people on both sides who are causing problems, and there were Antifa people there as well. And everybody knows it. Everybody knows what he was saying. But the lie, you talk about the big lie. The Democrats have so many of them. It's hard to label just one a big lie because they're all huge lies.
But if you're a Democrat politician and you say something like that, it's as if it drops into a vault and is never heard from again.
Yep. Locked away forever.
But if you even remotely skirt near something, same zip code, anything, it becomes literal the political death of you, Trent Lott, saying, hey, we should have all listened to Strom Thurmond back in the day.
Good friend of his.
Yeah.
And it was his 100th birthday. And so he said, yeah, he would have been great as president. I don't think he was talking about bringing back the KKK with that. Jeez, I mean, it is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Where has that been all these years? It's 30 years old, almost. Who found that? That's a great find. That is a fantastic find. All right. We can finally celebrate that Roe v. Wade has been overturned with great joy. Roe versus Wade has been responsible for the slaughter of over 63 million babies. Now the decision to abort a child will be left in the hands of the states. Sadly, abortion will continue in liberal states. But over the past 16 years, Preborn has positioned their clinics in the top abortion cities where 50% of abortions take place. This is going to be even more important now because this is where all abortions will wind up. And so their ministry here will be all the more important to show all of those women who are showing up thinking about abortion to present them with ultrasounds and have an 80% chance of changing their mind and choosing life. I mean, that's fantastic. That's priceless. What price would you put on that? $28? That'll buy one ultrasound. But if you could consider a gift of any size, $10, whatever it is, or maybe you can afford $50 or $100 or $1,000, whatever you can afford, Preborn really appreciates. All gifts are tax deductible. They'll go towards saving babies and helping to keep preborn centers safe so they continue their life-saving work. To donate, dial pound 250, say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby, or go to preborn.com/Pat. That's preborn.com/Pat.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Was it last week we had the question about the yellow sticker on my headphones? And it says stolen from Blaze Radio.
Yeah, you stole it from the other room there.
Well, just that quickly, we've got a T-shirt for you. New item at patgrayshop.com. The Pat Gray Unleashed stolen from Blaze Radio T-shirt.
Awesome.
Buddy. That's great.
That is good.
All right. 888-900-3393. Over the weekend, over the 4th of July weekend, Joe Biden tweeted this. This is so great. My message to the companies running gas stations and setting prices at the pump is simple. This is a time of war and global peril. No, not for the United States of America. If your message is directed at Ukraine and Russia, then okay, I get that. The United States is not at war. What do you mean this is a time of war? No, it isn't. Not for us. Bring down the price you're charging at the pump to reflect the cost you're paying for the product, and do it now.
Ooh.
Wait, okay, so I have to sell my product at cost? So I make no profit. I make zero profit right now. Really? Who are you to tell me to do that? And do you know what the profit margin for these gas stations is on a gallon of gas? It's like, I think it's under a cent, or it's around a penny a gallon, or a penny a fill-up. It's very low. It's an incredibly low profit margin. Why do you think they sell food of all kinds in the store where you get your gas? Because that's where they're making their money. They're not making their money in the gas. Then the U.S. Oil and Gas Association responded with this. Working on it, Mr. President. In the meantime, have a happy 4th, and please make sure the White House intern who posted the tweet registers for the Econ 101 for the fall semester. Yeah, because they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know how price is set. They don't know how who's raising the price, who's lowering it, how does it happen. They don't know any of it. They don't understand any of it.
Yeah, and Jeff Bezos responded as well. He said, ouch, inflation is far too important a problem for the White House to keep making statements like this. It's either straight ahead misdirection or a deep misunderstanding of basic market dynamics.
And thank you, Jeff Bezos, for being honest and for having the giblets to say something about it. When you see something, say something. And Bezos just did. I mean, there's a guy who kind of understands the market, capitalism, how all of this stuff works. He sort of gets it.
Yeah, and if anybody who would want gas prices to go down, it would be Jeff Bezos. I can't imagine how much money they spend on fuel for their trucks that deliver to my house 12 times a day.
Yeah. And all of this is just part of the reason why confidence right now from the American people, confidence in all kinds of institutions is really low. Americans are less confident in major institutions than they were a year ago, with significant declines for 11 of the 16 institutions tested and no improvement for any of them. The largest decline in confidence, this is stupid, 11 percentage points for the Supreme Court. Mine has skyrocketed. I had no confidence in the Supreme Court before this session.
Right.
But now I'm at about 85% confident.
Uh-huh.
Although, you know what, the immigration ruling didn't go our way from this illegitimate court.
Yeah.
So the Supreme Court went down 11 percentage points. 15 points for the presidency, matching the 15-point drop in President Joe Biden's approval rating since the last confidence survey in 2021. Gallup first measured confidence in institutions in 1973. They've done so every year since 93. Confidence currently ranges from a high of 68% for small business. Oh, okay. So we've got 68% confidence in small business to a low of, who do you think, what institution would have the lowest confidence rating with the American people right now?
I mean, what's your...
Congress.
I was going to say Congress. Mine would be FBI, CIA.
Yeah, that would all be
any law enforcement agency
really
that's a federal government arm.
7% for Congress.
7%.
7. Is that amazing? Jeez. The military is the only institution besides small business for which a majority of Americans express confidence. 64%. But that's gone down because we've got Joe Biden acolytes in the military that are running things in certain areas.
Yeah, and some of these woke videos, like the Navy training one, like,
my gosh.
There's your pronoun time.
Ugh. Confidence in the police, 45%. That's fallen below the majority level for the second time. The other instance was 2020, in the weeks after the George Floyd death. This year's poll marks new lows in confidence for all three branches of the federal government. Supreme Court 25%, presidency 23%, and of course Congress at 7%. So even though Supreme Court went down, it's still the top branch of government. 5 other institutions are at their lowest points, including the church or organized religion. Wow. At 31%. Newspapers, 16%.
Wait, what's a newspaper?
There's these papers with like print on them, and they talk about various happenings in your area, in your local area.
I'm not familiar.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. The criminal justice system, 14%. Big business, 14%. So that's about right for most of the stuff. I'd say that's about right. Gallup summarizes Americans' overall confidence in institutions by taking an average of the ratings of the 14 institutions it measures consistently, all but small business and large technology companies. This year's 27% average of U.S. adults expressing a great deal or quite a lot of confidence in those institutions, 3 points below the prior low. How could it be anything but that? We're just beaten over the head every single day with corporations and their ESG scores and their wokeness, and places like Disney where you get some of their creative people talking about how they're trying to push forward their gay agenda on our children. How could you have any confidence in any of these things? You can't.
No.
I'll just answer it for you.
Yeah. I mean, especially when you consider how we are printing money effectively to fight this war over in Ukraine.
Yeah.
It's brutal. And now we have this great chart that illustrates, you want to know why your gas prices are so high? Maybe it's because we tapped our reserve that, it's supposed to be there for emergencies, right?
Yeah.
And we told you, we're sending it to Europe. That's what we're doing.
Nobody cared.
And
they did. They sent it to Europe. Russian oil exports, by the way, are higher now than before the invasion of Ukraine.
And look at that. Look at that.
They're not hurting with oil exports.
No.
They're perfectly fine.
China almost doubled their exports. Now India's on board as far as imports from Russia. You can see the EU cut back. And,
yeah, they did.
And U.S. barely got any oil from Russia. And so we're off the chart there. But
yeah, we've rarely gotten any.
They have more than made up for it in other areas. Turkey, looks like they tripled theirs.
And it's unconscionable.
Russia's fine, man.
That they took our oil reserves that are they're strategic for a reason. They call it the strategic oil reserve for a reason. Because we're supposed to use it only in extreme emergencies for the U.S. military if we're running out of fuel to fuel our war machine. That's where it's supposed to go. That's why we saved 750 million barrels of oil in the reserve. Instead, they took it out of our reserve and shipped it overseas. What are you doing? Why would you do that?
I remember at the time when we talked about that story several months back, that was one of those moments where you stopped what you were doing. You said, if you were trying to destroy this country, what would you do differently?
Mm-hmm.
Ta-da!
Mm-hmm.
Madness.
I mean, they're doing everything they can think of and more to try to bring this country to its knees. Brent oil prices could soar to a stratospheric $380 a barrel in the most extreme scenario of Russia slashing oil production by 5 million barrels a day
So
in retaliation.
Worst case scenario, they're saying.
$380 a barrel. Okay, so you're talking almost 4 times the price it is now? Okay, so that's a $400 fill-up for my car, for me, if that would happen.
You're doing the show from home every day.
Every day. Seriously, that would completely change our lives.
Yep.
More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
Pat Gray.
All right. Before we get to chewing the fat with Jeffy, got a couple of tweets here. Liberty under salt tweets. Uninformed voters, Pat. That's how we keep getting terrible Republicans. Nothing matters but name ID. Literally nothing. Whoopi's quarter clause. You forgot about Joe being a genuine racist on top of all those other sterling qualities you mentioned. From red-blooded American giblets, what he said, God bless America. What he meant, clap for that, you stupid bastards.
Just clap for that, you stupid bastard.
Oh, God.
From proud Mr. Graybeard, I demand that you bring down taxes to a level that reflects the quality of the services that government provides to the people. And do it now! I wish we could make that demand. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
All right. It'd be awesome.
All right.
Oh, wow.
Time to do this again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Special rendition.
When you get stuck between the moon and New York City, your name is Jeffy. That much is true. When you get stuck between the moon and New York City, the best that you can do, the best that you can do is chew the fat. Jeffy, he does as he pleases.
Eats what he pleases.
Oh, darn it.
Oh, darn it.
Yeah,
Shoot.
that should probably
Brown
be
eye.
the lyric. He eats what he pleases.
There you go.
I don't know why that's a
So
better
do
one.
you.
But, no, not really. No. Mm-mm.
Really?
No, I think you're the only one.
All right.
Yeah.
We have some breaking news, though, this morning.
Yeah?
Carlos Santana collapsed on stage last night in Detroit, or at Pine Knob. And, I mean, it was right in the middle of the show. He's 74 now.
Oh,
Just
that's younger
coming
than
off
I
the-
thought.
Yeah. I thought Carlos was older.
He just
than
kind
that
of
as well.
slumped over there, right?
Yeah.
And they're saying it's heat
They're
exhaustion.
they're saying yes, that he's doing well now, and that it was heat exhaustion, and that he was dehydration during the show.
Yeah.
So okay.
There's something
Everyone's
called
okay.
water bottles. Make them in handy. Maybe you could keep one by the drum kit. I don't know.
Maybe it's possible.
Put it
It's
on
possible.
a stool or something.
It's at Pine Knob, which is outside, which is another issue, right? I mean, I've seen a lot of shows there, and it's a really
And where'd it
great
happen?
venue.
Did you say Detroit?
Yeah, in Pine Knob, at the music venue there. They've got the big hill in the back, that people sit on with their blankets, and then they have you're under a roof for the seating, but it's still outside.
Yeah.
And so, Carlos didn't have enough of the water bottles next to the drum
No,
kit.
he didn't. And he's getting up there. It's been around a long time.
Carlos has been around a long time.
Yeah.
And you're right. I thought that he was, what's that?
They started in 1966.
Oof.
Oui, comment va?
I don't know what year that was.
Why are you calling me that? Is that something?
It just seemed like the right thing to do at the time.
All right.
Wonder if he's vaccinated. Just to be safe, because he's traveling everywhere. You know what I'm saying? You got all these shows, different towns. You got to be safe.
I don't know why you're thinking of that right in the middle of him
I'm
collapsing.
looking out for him. He's in that demographic.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What else you got?
Has he ever played in
I
the
would
heat
guarantee-
in his 50 years?
Never.
No, this is the first.
First time it was like
First time it was
Not
ever
once.
hot where he performed. Yeah, it's weird.
Okay, that's
Not
that is
once.
weird.
Yeah.
What are the odds?
Well, I know. He usually performs, I don't know, in Alaska.
I see.
That's the only place Carlos ever played.
Yeah. Alaska and Iceland. Those are his two concert
That's it.
venues.
That's it.
And then all of a sudden he decides Detroit.
Weird.
Yeah, weird.
I guarantee you that he is, Keith, just as a side note. The 2022 FIFA World Cup, scheduled to be, November 21st through December 18th of this year. I'm sure you're looking forward to that. But there will be no World Cup fan business going on in Qatar or Gutter or Quater or whatever you want to call it. Yeah,
Let's
Quater.
do that one.
Okay. Qatar has just announced that it will be enforcing a sex ban ahead of the 2022 Qatar World Cup, meaning one-night stands could face 7 years behind bars.
What?
This is
There
Really?
have been reports of fans with different surnames being held from booking and sharing the same room. So that party culture that the World Cup is
Wow.
known for, not in What that?
Quarter.
Quarter. Not in quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Not in quarter.
Wow.
Police source said sex is very much off the menu unless you're coming as a husband and wife team. There will definitely be no one-night stands at this tournament. No partying. Everyone needs to keep their heads on them unless they want to risk being stuck in prison. Okay. So, the country... just like the United States of America, prohibits anyone from having sex outside of marriage. And World Cup fans are, they're anyone, no matter what. If you're a fan there for the
Quarter World Cup?
Quarter World Cup, no drinking in public law, and it prohibits anyone from being publicly intoxicated, plus a public affection between men and women, also a crime, and... one is not to wear excessively revealing clothing in public.
How did they book this place? Come on.
know.
Really?
This is ridiculous, dude.
I know.
Wow.
I mean, it reminds you of the U.S.
No, it doesn't.
when you think of
Quarter.
you think of the U.S. So they're saying now, look, they're all are welcome at the Qatar FIFA 2022 World Cup. However, safety and security of every fan is of the utmost importance.
Are we in it? Did we make the World Cup this year? We did? Oh.
Yeah. So, I just find it amazing that we're having it there and allowing it to happen like that. It's just
weird.
Incredible. And, Wimbledon wraps up this weekend. I'm sure you've been all over watching Wimbledon. Well, players at Wimbledon have been asked to stop ordering unnecessary food because the catering services are struggling to keep up with the demand. Every player's accreditation pass at SW19, or Wimbledon, for those of you not in the know, is preloaded with the 90 euros a day to spend on food and drink in various players' restaurants, so they don't have to worry about food. They just have it on their card, and they can go get whatever they want. One coach per player is allocated around half that amount. Upon their accreditation, so on shorter days, they go out of their way to use up the cash on their passes. They're not going to be there tomorrow. Just use it up, what I have left. So the majority of them, all the restaurants shut down at 7. So the players and coaches get as much as they can when they can. And they were pissed. One coach, this is the guy that made him send the email. He got 27 bottles of the probiotic yogurt drink in one time because that's all. Just want to use up his card. And they were like, no. And he was like, no, I can get it all. That's part of the deal. So they sent out the email asking people to
stop doing
that. They claim that they're not attempting any sort of cost-saving measures or being squeezed by the inflation and cost of living crisis. Right. Okay. And it's not the first time that the players have clashed. Australian Open, a couple of years ago, they were offering unlimited free food at the event, and then they decided after that one time, we're going to abandon this experiment. Not going to quite do this experiment anymore. The ACSI restaurant study, the American Customer Service Index, released its annual restaurant survey for 2021-2022 year. They interviewed 20,143 customers between April and March, and customers, in fact, overall, consumers prefer full-service restaurants over fast food restaurants. Really, you think? But a survey found that American satisfaction with fast food restaurants decreased by 2.6% this year. So earning the whole overall category, they have a scale of 0 to 100, and the score is 76 for the fast food. But most of the restaurants maintained right around 80. But America's favorite restaurant
for the 8th straight year
in a row with the highest score of 83.
Chick-fil-A.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Following Chick-fil-A in the fast food category, Jimmy John's.
I don't get that one.
What do you mean?
I like Jimmy John's.
Me too, man.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Their steak sandwiches are, not bad.
I haven't had anything there I didn't like.
Domino's and KFC coming in after that. Chipotle, Panera, Pizza Hut, and Starbucks. Then you've got Arby's, Five Guys, Papa John's, Burger King, Little Caesars, Panda Express,
and you know who was dead last? The number one fast food restaurant in the world, McDonald's.
Coming in at 68, down 3%.
Yeah.
From last year.
It shows. I mean, they just do such a great job at marketing their brand that even though their food sucks and almost everybody knows it, they're still number one.
Whoa.
It's true.
Even though what?
It's true. Even though their food sucks,
Yeah.
and everybody knows it,
Wow.
they're still the number one fast
Jeffy,
food
he
place.
eats what he pleases.
Congratulations to Rihanna. It's Rihanna. Now worth $1.4 billion. Making her, and I don't understand this. It says making her America's youngest self-made billionaire woman.
I thought that was Kylie or Kendall Jenner.
Well,
Or Oprah.
Oprah.
Well, she's under 40.
Okay.
So Rihanna's under 40.
Aren't the Jenners under 40? Pretty sure they are.
Sure.
Well under 40.
But the thing is that what strikes me is that as far as I know, she's not American.
Rihanna?
Yeah.
She
She's
was
from
born in
Barbados.
Barbados.
And as far
Yeah.
as I know, she's still a citizen of Barbados. I don't think she's a U.S. citizen.
Huh.
I'm not sure why we think it's such a great deal. I mean, congratulations to her.
Mm-hmm.
She made a bunch of money with her music career, but most of the money comes from her retail companies, the Fenty Beauty, Fenty Skin, and Savage X Fenty.
Okay.
And congratulations.
Savage X Fenty.
Oh,
That's some good
lingerie.
stuff. Yeah, that's lingerie for men and women.
For men?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can go to the website and check it out.
right.
There's some fine-looking,
no.
Is there?
fine-looking wear there.
Dudes
for
and
everyone.
teddies walking around.
Well,
Oh,
whatever
wait, it's
makes you happy.
2022. My bad.
Be sure to subscribe to my. Right, thank you. Oh yeah, thank you.
Oh, not the picture, Robert. Oh, God.
Oh, you know that I ought to sell that to Savage X because I didn't see that on the website last night. So
Gross.
Savage Jeffy Fenty.
Is the young kangaroo included in that, or?
Oh.
And
Yeah,
it's
sold separately?
That's extra, yeah. That's extra. Be sure to subscribe to my daily show, Chewing the Fat, available wherever, whatever platform you listen to your podcast on. Chewing the Fat. With
Oh, look, there's
Jeff
your
Fishing.
there's your slogan there on the shirt.
That's right. Well, there's always merchandise available at, shop.blazemedia.com. And the latest edition is the Would Ya, Do Ya, Is It shirt. From Chewing the Fat.
We'll get back to Chewing the Fat in just a second. First, let me tell you about real estate agents I trust.
Thank Eric.
Because the market's up, the market's down. It's a roller coaster ride right now. You need a really great realtor to get you through all of the madness, to help you decide what to do with your house. Maybe you do nothing, just sell it as is. See what you get for it. Or you have to repaint and remodel and change a bathroom or the kitchen countertops or whatever. The flooring, these are the things your great realtor will walk you through when you go to Real Estate Agents I Trust. Doesn't cost anything. The service is free to you, and they are all fans of the show, so you're going to have things in common with them. And they're just the best at what they do in the country. Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name says it all. RealestateAgentsITrust.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Back to Chewing the Fat. Be sure to subscribe to Chewing the Fat, by the way. Thanks to Eric in Tennessee. Sent this picture to chewingthefat at theblaze.com for the show. Made me smile. He knew we would all appreciate it. From Patton and Hyder, attorneys at law. For complaints, call 867-5309. Ask for Jenny. That's awesome. I know that's in Crossville, Tennessee. So I mean, if you look at if this is Tennessee right here,
Yeah.
Crossville's right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
on-
I know right where that is. I can
Yeah,
drive
it's right
directly
there.
there now.
Yeah, it's right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Hello.
Okay.
Stop in.
You got a nice
So
map
I mean,
on your
we
hand
got
there.
time. We can talk. Thank you. We got time to talk college football at all.
Yes.
I mean, it's incredible what's going on in college football. I know you
It
touched
is.
on it a little bit yesterday.
It is incredible.
It is absolutely amazing.
If you don't know of what we speak, USC and UCLA, both of whom have been in the Pac-12, 10, whatever it's been called over the years, for 100 years. In USC's case, 100 years.
I mean, it's their...
And it's almost 100 for UCLA.
I mean, it's their conference.
They're leaving to go to the Big Ten.
Yeah.
And so now, again, everything's changing. Everybody's jockeying for position. All the conferences are reaching out to teams trying to poach them. It's really something.
It is really something.
I mean, the Pac-12 is on the verge of collapse.
So what do we have? We're going to end up with three, and well, if three, if the Pac-12 collapses, super conferences.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. What I'm hoping will happen is that the Big 12 and Pac-12 merge. That would be great.
So then you have the Big 10, the Big 12, and then the SEC.
Yes.
With the super conferences. And then you end up having North, South, East, and West divisions in each super conference.
Yeah, because there's going to be a lot of teams in each of them.
Yeah.
And maybe the ACC folds at that point.
Or we make them, the little stepbrother super conference.
Yeah.
And that way you have 4 super conferences, right?
I think the ultimate plan from some of these colleges is that they break away from the NCAA and make their own rules. Mm-hmm. That's their ultimate goal, is that they don't want to be part of the NCAA anymore. So,
well, I mean,
if they do that, it's going to change everything.
Good luck. But, the NCAA, actually, one could make the case, I think, that they opened up this can of worms, this bag of goo from with the name, image, and likeness.
Yes.
And, and everybody wants to make all the money in the world.
Things too, yeah.
And then you have the schools deciding that the conferences were giving us more money than this conference. We're not making any money here with our TV deals, so let's go here. That's fun.
I mean,
that's fun.
BYU just got a seat at the table. Now everybody got up from the table and went to a different table. I'm a little bit pissed off about it.
You got 1 year. You got 1 year to
got
prove
1 year to enjoy
and
this
it doesn't
thing.
really count because it's not going to matter.
More coming up.
On the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome. By the way, we have a ton of new listeners to the show, so let me just take a minute and welcome our new listeners. Great to have you here. And just to familiarize you with the show a little bit, thought we'd share a couple of things that we do here that maybe are a little bit different, take some getting used to. There's a ton happening in the world right now that's frankly enraging.
Boy, no kidding.
So what we do is try to take the edge off of all that by frequently lightening the mood. Or in other words, we're trying to make the apocalypse fun. So you can bear it. So it is possible that you may hear us turn to sarcasm every once in a while.
Once in a while?
Once in a great while, we may become sarcastic about certain things.
Hi, Judy.
And there's a lot of words and phrases that reoccur on this show.
Yeah.
Thus, we play the game Pat Gray Bingo to give you a chance to win stuff when you hear these phrases that are continually repeated. And as I've said many times before, if you love it, spread it. Okay, I've never said that.
I've
never said that.
That's what I was afraid of, Jeffy.
But let's just pretend I've said it because we want you to spread the good news of this program far and wide. And sign up for a subscription at blazetv.com/Pat. Get $10 off your subscription, and then you can hear Overtime every single day. We do something called Overtime for about 20 minutes or so on a daily basis. And this week, of course, I'm filling in for Glenn, so it's a little bit different. But Jeffy's filling in on Overtime today.
Today, yeah, absolutely.
So that'll be fun. All right, 888-900-3393. Bette Midler stepped in it the other day.
No.
Yeah, she did. She did. She
the singer from Hawaii. Really?
Yes.
Oh, now I know who you're talking about.
The very same.
Okay.
Now I know.
The very same. She was accused, and I think rightly so, of being racist about Clarence Thomas.
Hello, yes.
I don't know how they think they can say these things about a black man.
They get away with it.
Because they're on the left. They do get away with it. So anyway, Midler posted a meme that featured the face of Thomas, photoshopped as a mask. But underneath is his wife, Virginia, Jenny Thomas, wearing a black robe. And, I mean, you're calling him blackface? You're saying he's not really black? You're saying she controls him? It's really bad, really bad. And some people actually reacted, fortunately, noticed her racism. C.J. Pearson, Republican strategist, said, let's call this what it is, racism. And the only reason she gets away with it is because she's a white liberal.
Hello.
Very true. Darvio Moro said, the racism combined with ignorance, arrogance, and a religious belief in their own virtue leaves me speechless. I'm out of words. And on it goes. The racism on the left is so deeply rooted, it's terrifying. The left is secure and unchallenged in its deep racism regarding any independence of mind in black women and men. And how true is that? We had our own president of the United States talk about it.
And by the way, what you all know, but most people don't know, unlike the African-American community, with notable exceptions, the Latino community is an incredibly diverse community.
Yeah, not the blacks,
with incredibly
not
different
them.
attitudes about different things.
Yeah.
There's some notable exclusions.
A couple of notable exceptions.
There's a couple of
the people who agree with me are the notable exceptions. But most blacks think alike. We all know that, right?
Yeah, and you mentioned the person who commented that she gets away with it because she's a white liberal.
Mm-hmm.
I think let's use their language on the left against them. You always hear about white privilege. Let's start using the phrase liberal white privilege, because that's exactly what that is right there. Liberal white privilege, to be able to be a racist here.
Do anything, say anything. I mean, this kind of stupidity.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Yeah.
Wealthy kids, black kids, Asian kids.
Asian kids.
I really mean it, but think how we think about it.
Kids who climb on rocks. I just can't help but continue it for
I
him.
know.
Yeah, we know.
I mean, that's all you
Tough
think
kids,
of.
sissy kids.
Yeah.
Even kids with chicken pox
Yeah, let him finish, Jeff.
are just as smart as white kids. All right, got some tweets here. The Tyler Morgan
no fat
Show.
Kids, no skinny kids.
I already did it. I already said that.
You talked over his
First
fat
ones
kid
that
line.
came out. The Tyler Morgan Show tweets, would the new pronunciation of quarter be pronounced quooter in Philadelphia?
Quarter. Like
Water.
water.
Yeah,
Water.
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 Bovine Scatology tweets, you don't need to leave that pic of Jeffy up long, Rob. Sadly, we can see it after it's gone.
Yeah.
I know, it's just burned into your mind. Rants Out Loud tweets, will we see a bunch of leftist activists marching in Handmaid's Tale costumes outside the FIFA World Cup in Qatar? No. No, we won't see that.
Of course not.
Rowdy Introvert, water bottles, Pat. There's also those water bottles, I mean bags, I mean bottle pouches as pushed by Turdo. From Mr. S, I'm ready for snow. Oh, I'm absolutely ready for snow. Would I take snow over 106 degrees like it's going to be Monday and Tuesday? I would.
Oh, yeah.
No
I would in a
way.
heartbeat.
And every time we get this ridiculously cold weather, like we did in February of 2021, people are like, would you really like to have this more than 100 degrees? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
You know, you can do something about the cold. You just put on extra layers. The heat, there's nothing you can do.
Well, you take off extra layers.
You're still hot.
gosh.
It's still too hot.
Jeffy's out in his yard walking around naked, I bet.
But anyway, I'm ready for snow tweets about what we were talking about with college football changing so dramatically. Just scrap it all and make it the Big 80 with 8 divisions. There's your 8-team playoff.
I mean, it might happen.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, something radical is going to happen, and it's going to change completely college football.
I just can't wait to see teams like USC and UCLA playing in the snow, and Michigan and Ohio State.
Yeah, when they go to Columbus for the first time, that's going to be a surprise.
Have fun, boys.
Surprise!
That'd be fun, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It would
That'd
be
be fun, man.
Yeah.
See USC coming into the horseshoe or the big house? Oh, my gosh. Be awesome.
Plus, I'm guessing they're going to struggle a little bit, especially UCLA. They're going to struggle in the Big Ten. They were struggling in the Pac-12.
Yeah.
So they'll definitely struggle in the Big Ten.
Come to Lincoln. That was the first game I ever saw in Memorial Stadium. Was UCLA.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 1994. Yeah.
I'm guessing Nebraska won that game?
Oh, yeah. KJ Stokes, remember him? Yeah.
I do.
But no, ESPN paid me to hold a camera cable during the game. And
to hold it?
Yeah, $100 just to hold the cable. Oh, it was only at the beginning of the game and at halftime.
Really?
I literally did nothing. I sat on the sideline with a press pass the entire game.
Nice.
Yeah. Some of my fellow students didn't have such cush jobs that day. But I did, and that was fun.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, it was.
There's a big Dutch farmer protest going on that nobody is talking about. Food warehouses being blocked. Dutch farmers are angry at government plans to slash emissions.
Well, in Europe, they're slashing emissions. In Europe, they take climate change seriously. In Europe, people know they've got to sacrifice.
I love this pushback on the Great Reset.
Yep. So they're angry at the plans to slash emissions. They used tractors and trucks Monday to block roads and supermarket distribution centers, sparking fears of store food shortages. In the latest actions through a summer of discontent in the country's lucrative agricultural center.
Look at that. I know. That's incredible.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
okay.
intense.
You talk about a roadblock.
Yeah, that looks impressive.
Yes.
Now watch it zoom out more.
does.
Wow.
And look at this. Look at that. Just goes
How
on
did
and
they
on.
get that unanimity? That's incredible.
So what they say? They wanted to cut cow emissions and stuff by 50%. Is that what it was? And then the farmers were
by
like,
2030. By 2030.
to quote Jeffy, how about no?
Yeah, no
Yeah.
kidding. How about no?
I love
So
this.
they're trying to slash emissions of pollutants like nitrogen oxide and ammonia by 50% by 2030. Provincial governments have been given a year to formulate plans to achieve that goal. Oh, okay, no problem. Yeah, we can do that. Sure. Not a problem. We will put diapers on all the cows. I don't know. And we'll deodorize their backside. What are you going to do? How are you going to do this?
I mean, this is what needs to happen in every country that is having this Green New Deal, Great Reset bullcrap
And it
pushed on
will.
them like America is.
It will at some point.
I mean, this. Have you seen some of these scenes? I mean, this is 1776 is what's happening here. Do we have the one where the farmers are like, okay, fine, you don't want us to have the... Yeah, so here, you don't want the manure? Then we'll just give it to you. We'll bring it to the...
Oh, nice.
To the government offices, spray it all over the buildings.
That's
dump it out
man.
front. I mean, they're lining the roads here.
Wow.
And
As long as I'm not in any of those buildings, I support
that.
those farmers 100%.
setting them on fire. Here's a big pile of poop for you. This is...
Jeez.
This is... I mean, this is how it's supposed to be. Government overreach.
Oh, did you see the sprayer thing?
Yeah.
Run that back about 10 seconds.
Well, I think you see more in a
Rob.
second.
Oh, okay.
Well,
That's incredible.
yeah, but
It's-
there you go. They're
Oh,
just
there it
spraying
is.
the poop there.
Ick.
But yeah, so we had to, kill the music
awesome.
for the podcast and music rights and stuff. But
Oh, yeah.
to AC/DC, I mean, that is some good stuff with those scenes.
That's great.
So they're fighting back.
They're
Good to see.
pissed.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
I guess when they arrest some farmers, then basically other farmers surround police headquarters with their tractors until they release them, as you can see right here is happening.
Wow.
Good.
Wow. Incredible.
I mean,
And it's not just localized.
It's
not just in one or two
countrywide,
Yes,
pretty much.
Yes. Look at
that.
There they are. They're like, yep, you're going to let those guys go right now. And they did.
Otherwise, we're going to spray
Yeah.
manure and
Yeah.
poop all over you. Okay, here you go.
Jeez.
Here you go. Have your guy back.
Huh. Yep.
How cool is that? Yeah.
That's really something. That's a committed group of people right there.
Look at that. All over the country.
So that's where they're happening. The protests are happening.
All over see the map there?
Yep.
Yeah. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
I love
The
it.
little red dots are where the protests are going on?
Yes.
I thought those were tulip farms.
No, they're not.
Okay. Sorry.
No.
Isn't that great to see?
Yeah,
And
that's
it's just
incredible.
good stuff.
I mean, this great reset, they're trying to jam it down our throats, and fortunately, people are starting to throw it back up.
And there's some states here in the U.S. that have have said no to the deals. I mean, it's already started here too. So I mean, that's it's some good news.
Yeah.
Some good news,
Right.
in this horror show that we've got going on.
A little bit of more good news. Over the weekend, Ilhan Omar was at a Somali music festival in Minneapolis. And listen to her response when she went up on stage. There's a lot of booing going on.
I love it. And then we don't have to do it here.
Is that her brother?
Yeah. No, it's
her husband, brother, yeah.
It's the same, one and the same. It's like two ways to say the same thing. But if you zoom in on these, which obviously we can't right now, but there's people with their thumbs down. I mean, there's no question that they do not like her.
That's great. Wow.
Still in office, though.
Sadly, yes. Yeah. But maybe next time. We always keep our fingers crossed. And then people just keep voting them back in.
Yeah.
I don't know. Steve Deace over the weekend, he tweeted out something that said, all of the pro-lockdown governors won their primary. So when you see someone like her get booed, well, when push comes to shove in November, is it going to really make a difference?
Get rid of her. That'll be more effective than booing her on off stage. All right, let's go to Sue in Florida. Hey, Sue, you're on the Blaze.
Bingo!
Oh, she did you?
Yeah,
Really?
that's what I like to hear.
Wow, nicely done. All right, Sue, where'd you find your bingo?
Third row down, right in the middle. Jeffy uses his hand as a map.
Right.
Poor kids are just as smart as white kids. Lee Greenwood still singing.
Okay.
Come on, man.
And finally?
And then Keith said, this is insanity.
Nicely done.
Good job.
Sue, where in Florida do you live?
I live in Leesburg, Lake County.
You know where that is, Jeffy?
I do.
Okay.
Let me show you.
Just right there. Show us on the
there.
map. Yeah, okay.
Oh,
it's right there. All right. Thanks a lot. Did we get you set up with the merchandise?
Yes, you did. I'm buying the new T-shirt.
All right.
Nice.
All
My
right.
new T-shirt stolen from Blaze Radio.
Fantastic. All right. Thanks, Sue. Appreciate your listening.
Oh, we got a bingo in just over 3 hours of showtime.
Right?
That has got to be a record.
Yeah. So if this were a normal week, it would only be Tuesday. Because that's we had Monday off. That's what that means, Jeffy. That's what I meant by that.
Oh.
Yeah, I know you were
I'm
confused.
so glad you laid that out for him.
Okay.
Because he looked stumped.
He
He's
did.
just like, wait, how's it Wednesday?
And I didn't want him to be left out, so I had to explain it.
Thank you. No, I really appreciate it.
All right, let me tell you about Rough Greens. Rough Greens is a great dog food supplement. Not the dog food. It's just a supplement that you sprinkle on top of that dry kibble stuff. And Rough Greens puts back all of the living elements in your dog's food. They're going to get minerals and probiotics and antioxidants, all kinds of vitamins, and it will just make your dog more active, healthier, happier, and that's what we all want for our dogs, right? Because we love our dogs. Now, most dogs love the taste. They go crazy for it. Mine does. Glenn's, Stu's. No dogs will have Jeffy, so he doesn't have any. But Keith's actually didn't like it. So if you want to find out where your dog fits into this, they will send you a free bag so you can try it out for a few days. Just a small bag. All you have to pay is the shipping. Just go to roughgreens.com, ruffgreens.com, or you can call 833-783-3364. Some tweets. Sarah the Hopeful Roma. The Dutch citizens are doing what we should be. We've gotten complacent.
Yep.
Decaffeinated Texan George Takei and Bette Midler both showing off their racism without fear of repercussions.
Liberal right privilege.
And they don't even get suspended from Twitter either. They just do as they please. Bad Engineer tweets, if you look at your social media feeds, you can see why these people get reelected. Well, yeah, because people are stupid. So why should it be? We should all get along so awfully. We know they're stupid. They act stupid. They just reinforce what we knew already. So we should be used to it by now, right?
We should be
that's
used
just
to
a stupid American people. Don't worry about it. Yeah, they'll be reelected for another 40, 50 years, something like. Well, until they die. I mean, they might die right there in in the Senate chamber or on the House floor, but they'll be there the rest of their lives.
We've never actually wheeled them back in on a gurney to make a vote or anything, have we? Oh, wait.
Oh, my.
Yep.
That's amazing that we actually have done that.
I know.
Ted Kennedy was essentially brought in on an iron lung. Bless his heart. Is it too soon?
No.
Too soon? No, okay. No. All right. But I said bless his heart, so that makes it okay.
Robert Byrd.
Yeah, they wheeled him in too, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't it the original Obamacare vote?
Right?
They carried him in and just... Robert, I won't vote you. Okay, that's a yes.
And by the way, he was not the grand wizard or whatever of the KKK. He was the grand cyclops, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't change.
Don't.
Facts.
Yeah. Because when you say he was the grand wizard, that negates every criticism you have of him.
I love that. I love that when they
wrong.
fact check stuff like that. It is ridiculous.
He's not the grand wizard.
Never was.
He was just a grand, exalted cyclops.
Oh, okay.
That's all he was. That's a local leader, not the national leader of the KKK. Okay, but he was in the KKK, right?
Yeah, but not a wizard.
Yeah, but when he was young for about 10 minutes. Really? Okay.
Okay. Did he hate black people? Yes or no? Can we just can we just cut to the chase?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris visited Highland Park, Illinois yesterday.
I bet you that was great.
She's always great.
Whenever
Jeffy, you know that. She's always great. She's got such wisdom to share with us.
Whenever something tragic happens, the next person I want to see is Kamala Harris.
Yes.
Why was she in Highland Park? Was she there to bail out the shooter? Is that what she was doing?
Oof. Here's what she had to say.
Sorry.
We got to take this stuff seriously as you are, because you have been forced to have to take it seriously. The whole nation should understand.
Oh, my goodness.
So we got to take this stuff seriously as you are, because you have been forced to have take this seriously.
Whew.
That's
powerful.
What she said.
I mean, I don't know if could you do any better out in the middle of the road?
No, I could not.
I mean, can they not get her a better place, like under a tree or something?
Why did they put her? They set up shop for the press
of the
conference
intersection
in literally the middle of the street. I don't understand that at all.
Weird. That's just part of the movement. Now it's in the street, and they just like to block traffic. For some reason, that gives them a thrill.
Yeah, I know that's where the parade was, but I mean, she doesn't need to speak there, does she?
That was weird, yeah.
Also, yesterday, police updated everybody on the Highland shooting and law enforcement's previous encounters with the guy. Here's what they had to say.
April of 2019, an individual contacted Highland Park Police Department a week after learning of Mr. Cremo attempting suicide. This was a delayed report, so Highland Park still responded to the residents a week later, spoke with Cremo, spoke with Cremo's parents, and the matter was being handled by mental health professionals at that time. There was no law enforcement action to be taken. It was a mental health issue handled by those professionals. The second occurred in September of 2019. A family member reported that Cremo said he was going to kill everyone, and Cremo had a collection of knives. The police responded to his residence. The police removed 16 knives, a dagger, and a sword from Cremo's home. At that time, there was no probable cause to arrest. There were no complaints that were signed by any of the victims. The Highland Park Police Department, however, did immediately notify the Illinois State Police of the incident.
So there you go. Your red flag laws. He was red flagged, and nothing happened.
He passed the Illinois background check. Everything was
everything's fine. So here's your guns. I just don't know how any of their measures that they're proposing, how they're going to do any good. Over and over, we see that there were warning signs and they just aren't acted upon.
Correct.
We already saw the warning signs. We already have the laws in place. They need to be enforced, or in some cases, you've got to be Kreskin to understand what he's going to do in the future.
Right.
And then what do? All right, so this guy's a future criminal. Do we lock him up? put him in a loony bin? What do you do with the guy? It's really tough. I don't know. I don't know what you're going to do with him because you can't go to future crimes. Anybody seen Minority Report? It's a cautionary tale.
It is.
Of what we shouldn't be doing.
Yes, it is.
888-900-3393.
Making the apocalypse fun since 2017. It's
that's us.
Pat Gray Unleashed
It is.
on the Blaze.
Welcome. Thanks for being here. We really appreciate you listening. 888-900-3393. Oftentimes our question with this administration is, if you were trying to destroy the country, what would you do differently?
If you were.
Because they're so effective at bringing down the United States of America. I can't think of a single thing.
Just imagine if they were trying.
Right? Right?
Terrible.
One of the things that we touched on this a little bit briefly last week, but he was in Madrid. You remember when he was in Madrid with the NATO conference? And he went into this rant about the U.S. Supreme Court. Like, first of all, what do they care about what we're doing over here along those lines? They've got stricter laws on abortion than we do. And you're going to start casting aspersions at us? But anyway, here's what he was saying to foreigners on foreign soil about America.
The one thing that has been destabilizing is the outrageous behavior of the Supreme Court of the United States. An overruling not only Roe v. Wade, but essentially challenging the right to privacy. We've been a leader in the world in terms of personal rights and privacy rights. And it is a mistake, in my view, for the Supreme Court to do what it did.
And why are you saying that in Spain? Why? What business is it of theirs? And you know what else? I mean, there's sort of an unwritten rule.
Yes.
That you don't criticize America on foreign soil. And that's especially true if you're the president of the United States. I mean, it's almost, I did the news and why it matters last Thursday before we took the little break, before we had our 4-day weekend. And Jakub Boyens called it treason. And, I kind of feel like that too. I mean, does it fit the constitutional definition of treason? Maybe not, but it's really close.
It's
close.
Right? I mean, you just don't do it.
And, you could kind of make a case because American diplomats and representatives do things overseas all the time, and they abide by the rule that you don't criticize us on foreign soil. I mean, that's doubly or triply important for the president. It just shows what a despicable, reprehensible old man this guy is.
There's no doubt about that.
And he clearly despises about half of the American population. Easily half.
And probably half of the half that he doesn't despise, he tolerates.
Yeah, barely. And then we had the Secretary General, Jens Stoltenberg, he's the head of NATO. And this is incredible. The things that he was saying last week. Basically we are NATO, right?
Oh, yes.
Who else contributes what we do to in troops or monetary contributions?
Finland?
Yeah, Finland, right.
Finland?
Who's not even a member
they're
yet.
New on board, but they're paying to get in.
They are.
They're paying to get in.
Yeah, they've been giving love offerings. That's what's been happening. Now we're going to make them permanent.
Okay. And who's the other one? Is it Sweden? Mm-hmm. I think Sweden and Finland are both joining.
Yeah.
And so that's a comfort.
Got to pay to get in.
It's a comfort to them. You got these other countries like Germany who could, and this is what Trump was trying to make them do.
Yes, it was.
Pay up. Mm-hmm. You get on board here. Put skin in the game.
Yeah.
But then you see what NATO is focused on, and you just think, is there any escape from this garbage? Here's what Stoltenberg had to say last week.
Here in Madrid, leaders will endorse a new strategic concept. The Madrid
okay,
strategic concept.
Yeah.
It will state that climate change is a defining challenge of our time.
Are you kidding me? So that's the big initiative now for NATO is climate change.
Tell that to the farmers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. And then and Germany, of course, went all in on green energy, and now their economy is on the brink of collapse.
And he had more.
For NATO, this means three things. Increasing our understanding, adapting our alliance, and reducing our own emissions.
Oh, that's important, yeah.
First, increasing our understanding.
Okay, let's talk about
Today,
that.
I am releasing our first ever assessment of how climate change affects our security.
I bet you that's good.
Oh, of course it is. Of course it is. It's going to tell us how important this climate change initiative is.
Military assets, installations and activities, as well as our resilience and civilian preparedness.
Okay, good. All right.
Climate change deeply affects the environment in which our women and men operate.
All right.
From extreme heat in our training missions in Iraq, to melting ice in the Arctic.
Okay, the ice is not melted in the Arctic. I mean, it melts, it refreezes, it grows, it expands, it contracts. This happens.
Yeah, I heard you say melt, though.
Yeah, it does. Some of it does melt during the summertime.
He's warning you right now.
Yeah.
That's the trouble.
But that's always happened.
Okay, well,
all right.
it says the warning sign.
And from rising sea levels.
And they're
storms
not.
that threaten our naval bases to the hurricanes that disable our airfields. The list is long. There are many ways climate change affects our security.
Is that incredible?
Gobbledygook.
This is a military alliance. These buffoons are going to get us all killed.
Yep.
Oh, as we worry about the weather, and yes, I said weather because that's what this is all about. Every time there's a weather event, the left is all over it. Climate change, climate change. So I'm not going to play that game anymore. We don't have control over the weather. The Russians and the Chinese are developing massive bombs that can wipe out entire cities. And they also have hyperspeed ballistic missiles that can reach us in about 7 minutes. Meanwhile...
Is that bad?
Yeah, it definitely could be. But we have these morons inspecting our F-35s and saying, yeah, we're going to need... if we need 4 metric tons per flight, under the limit is what we need to be. And so these F-35s, they're killing the environment. We can't use them. Yeah. We're going to have to go back to maybe the F-14s. They worked really well in Top Gun. The first one, back in 85.
They did.
With way fewer emissions. So we need to... I mean, this is the kind of stupidity that they're talking about. Shouldn't we be focused on, I don't know, breaking things and killing people in a military way?
You'd hope.
I think so, yeah.
You'd hope,
but we're not.
No way. These dingleberries we have in charge of our military here in the U.S. are right on board with what Mr. NATO man said.
Yeah.
100%.
It's embarrassing, and it's dangerous. Could we stop with it, please? But no, even in the face of all we're going through with this energy crisis right now, they're still focused on climate change.
Double down.
Yeah, don't forget. It's what they called the liberal world order.
All right.
Just last week.
Yeah. Which is found where in the Constitution? The liberal world order? What clause is that? Is that the good and plenty clause, too?
It has to be.
Got to have that lemon juice in a hairdryer, and you'll find it.
Oh, okay.
It's
there. Yeah. All right. Let me tell you about Tommy John. If the summer heat is melting your ice cubes, stay frosty where it counts in brand new Tommy John underwear. When the summer heat is just got you down, you need underwear that'll keep your parts on ice. That's how I'll put it. Your parts iced. Yeah, right. Because when you wear Tommy John, you're that much cooler, so you can do everything better. And when you're comfortable, you really can do everything better. You just feel better, you move better. It's just better. And they have dozens of comfort innovations. Tommy John will keep you looking and feeling cool all season long. The loungewear, too. Do not sleep on the loungewear. Pun intended.
Hey-o.
You can sleep in it. It is fantastically comfortable. And the first thing I change into every day when I get home. With over 17 million pairs of underwear sold, people love their Tommy John underwear. They don't have customers. They have fanatics. It's really great. Trust me on this. Celebrate the 4th of July we just encountered in cooling comfort and the rest of the summer. And shop TommyJohn.com/unleashed right now to get 20% off. 20% off your first order. TommyJohn.com/unleashed. That's TommyJohn.com/unleashed. See their site for details.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
We got to play this Lori Lightfoot video because she's talking about our toxic environment right now. And she's right. She's right. Things are too toxic, and we're at each other's throats all the time. And she reminded us of that the other day. I believe
the toxicity in our public discourse is a thing that I think we should all be concerned about.
Should.
Right? And it's ironic, obviously, that we're having this conversation and what happened on Independence Day. You know, we're not like a lot of other countries where independence, their version of Independence Day is marked with, troops and tanks. And what we do in the United States is we come together as a community.
And here's what she said last week.
Concurrence. He said, thank you, Clarence Thomas.
So she uses the F word screaming about Clarence Thomas.
Clarence Thomas.
Last week. And then this week, we're too toxic. These hypocrites.
Well, she's changed her ways since then, obviously. Come around and she's trying to set an example.
But when that happens, don't you say, you know what, I was part of the problem. Yeah. You might remember me saying, F you, Clarence Thomas, just last week. But you know what? I've reconsidered it, and our discourse is way too toxic right now.
Could have been edited out of the video.
Oh, maybe. Maybe that's what it was. Thank you, Jeffy, for that great spin, as always.
But, we've said it all morning and in the past. The same rules that they expect those on the right to follow, they act like they don't even apply to them whatsoever.
No, they don't.
And there's your toxicity.
Yes.
It's those in leadership roles like Lori Lightfoot, who when they have the microphone and they have the bully pulpit, do that kind of stuff like last week with Clarence
all the time.
Oh, yes.
And nothing applies to her.
And then in the same breath, practically, 5 days later, go and tell us that we're too toxic.
Well, and she's a perfect example of this because remember during the pandemic and the height of the pandemic, she was talking about, you can't go get your hair done and all that like you normally would. Just wait on that, okay? If you care about people, you don't want to kill your grandmother, don't get your hair done. That day, she went and got her hair done.
Exactly.
Because she cares about her appearance. You other slugs don't.
I mean, I care about my hygiene, so.
Yeah. So of course, I had to go. You little people, you didn't need to go. It's amazing. It's amazing. Also, the vaccine, speaking of the pandemic, vaccine mandates were predicated on hope rather than science, according to Deborah Birx.
Wow.
Huh.
Wait.
Huh.
What? That was the big thing.
We're following the science.
Following the science.
It's a science. We're just following it. Wherever it leads,
we're going to follow the science. That's what we're following is the science. Yeah. We're trying. Follow it with us. Follow the science. Okay. Former White House coronavirus response coordinator. That's quite a mouthful, but that was her title. White House coronavirus response coordinator.
Well, I mean, she was up there on the stage with Trump
all the time,
and
Fauci
all the time.
Oh, is she the one that told us don't celebrate the holidays with your family, but then she went off to her parents?
I
It's
think
possible.
so, yes.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yes, that's her. I was yeah.
He was asking her rhetorical.
Yeah,
he was trying to.
I was just,
wow.
Oh.
He already knew the answer.
If you're a new listener to the
Why did you
program,
ask the
we have a
question?
thing here we do called sarcasm.
Yes. From time to time. I mean, it doesn't pop up very often.
I mean, she seriously told
crazy.
us, don't be gathering in large groups and don't go and see people that you can wait to see, and then grab the plane ticket to go see your parents.
So this hope rather than science, this admission came during a line of questioning by Jim Jordan, who inquired to the former Trump administration official. Plus, she worked for Biden as well, didn't she? When the government told us that the vaccinated couldn't transmit it, was that a lie or is it a guess? I think it was hope that the vaccine would work in that way. Hope? Really?
Wow.
Not the science. It was hope.
Yeah.
And now we find out.
I don't want to say, we were, wishing that it was that it would work.
Right.
We were
hoping.
sprinkling
pixie dust out there too, and we were hoping the pixie dust would work, but it didn't. In retrospect, hindsight is 20/20. Am I right?
I can't be expected to actually pray about something like that. So,
No.
So hope.
Yeah.
Hope is
In other
what
words,
it
we
is.
completely restructured our society,
For hope.
screwed up generations, people lost businesses, people lost their lives, quite frankly, all because of hope.
You know who didn't lose their business? Pfizer and their partner BioNTech. Yesterday, or I guess earlier today, they signed a $3.2 billion deal with the U.S. government for 105 million doses of their COVID-19 vaccine, which could be delivered as soon as later this summer. Now, this is the new one, right?
I thought is this a new deal?
This is a new.
That's what
Somehow the price went up.
Yeah, interesting. The deal includes supplies of a retooled Omicron-adapted vaccine, pending regulatory clearance. Drug makers have been developing vaccines to target Omicron variant. That became dominant, of course, last winter. The average price per dose in the new deal is over $30. That's more than a 50% increase.
Oh, shipping and handling.
Oh.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, shipping and handling.
And then they tack on the extra surcharge for hope.
The hope surcharge, but everybody's happy to pay that, right?
Yes, thank you.
We're all happy to pay for hope.
I mean, we're all paying for it.
We are indeed.
Federal government is confiscating part of your paycheck under threat of force, and you're buying these drugs.
You absolutely have to love what's going on with Pfizer and the pharmaceuticals now, and the Democrats have no problem with any of it.
Big Pharma, we just love them now.
We love them. We love them now. They've never been bad. I don't remember ever hating the big pharmacies. Why would I? They offer life-saving drugs. The Paxlovid 150 milligram plus 100 milligram film-coated tablets. Okay, that's good. And this new vaccine is supposedly ready by early fall or late summer. So you got that going for you. When it comes, are you going to get the new vaccine as well?
I'm going to rush
right out. You want to be the first in
You
line.
got a lot of hope over there?
Whatever store, pharmacy, roadside stand is doing it, I'm going to go get it.
Yeah, and if you're not convinced, maybe this ad out of Australia will push you over
this
the
is
edge.
this will convince you.
Watch this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Carlos, is that you?
You're having a reaction. You gonna be fine? Hold still.
Wait, what brand have you made is that?
I don't know.
What's in it?
Medicine.
Medicine? How long is it research for?
I don't know.
What are the stats from Europe?
You could die.
What does Joe Rogan say? Call Joe.
We don't question the science when our life depends on it.
What?
So why question it when millions of lives depend on it?
Oh, my.
Science has our backs.
Gosh,
Get the
that's a
vax.
stupid
Science
ad.
has our backs. Get the vax. Shut up. Ugh.
No, it seems like Deborah Birx just admitted hope has our back.
Plus, that was
stupid.
Really stupid.
Yeah. Nobody's, choking out their last breath on the coronavirus while they're contemplating getting the vaccine. Not exactly a good analogy there.
Carlos, is that you?
My gosh.
I didn't know. I saw him collapse.
Too young to be Carlos. Yeah, and he didn't have a guitar in his hands.
That's the Australian Carlos.
Jeez.
Yeah, and Tim Young, friend of the program here, he sent me a note because I was asking about Carlos Santana about was he vaccinated, and sure enough, I mean he is. He put on a concert for vaccinated guests only.
Yeah.
And
what does that have to do with dehydration and collapsing on stage?
Carlos, is that you?
That's what.
So funny.
All right, somebody sent us this video too, just to end on a kind of a interesting note.
Yeah.
This is from some show on
I don't
television.
know what show this
We're not
is,
sure
but
which.
I mean, this is how you end up conforming when you're faced with these kind of life-changing decisions.
This is
like
why
the
people
vax.
who don't want to get the vaccine get the vaccine.
Right.
Watch this demonstration in an elevator.
In the blue T-shirt, that is Nadia. She is an innocent passerby. Has nothing to do with this. Everybody else in the elevator, they all work for. Would you fall for that?
So everybody on the
They're all in
elevator
the
facing
experiment.
the wrong
They're
way.
all purposefully facing the wrong way. Nadia is facing the front. You can just see the back of her head, wearing the blue T-shirt. That's Nadia. She is facing the front of the elevator like a normal human being. Everybody else is facing the back. We're playing this to you in real time, no editing, as it actually happened.
Okay.
Okay, floor 2. Rebecca gets off. Emily gets on. She also works for us. We're swapping people in and out to reinforce the behavior. Emily's acting like it's the most normal. Oh. Nadia's turned. Nadia.
Yep.
Okay, her bag is slipping off her shoulder. She's nervously playing with it.
She's halfway around now.
Yep.
Nadia's now halfway round.
And she's
facing up to her
Any
face.
further?
And
Emily
does
gets
she
off,
do a
Mike
full
gets on.
180?
Again, Mike works for the show. Presses his button, faces the back like it's the most normal thing in the world, like he does it every day. Nadia is really feeling the pressure right now.
I'm not going to see anyone else.
Scott's making some small talk.
He was in celebrity rehab, I think.
She's looking towards the back of the elevator because everybody else is. Floor 4.
I love the guy.
4th floor, Mike gets off. Lauren gets on. Lauren also works for us. She's in. Oh, and Nadia.
Oh,
Nadia
Foley
has
turns
gone.
around.
The 4th floor, Nadia has turned all the way around. She's looking at the back of the elevator. That is not normal human behavior. Nadia is looking at the back of the elevator purely because everybody else is.
I mean,
we're sheep.
I would have questioned.
Out loud.
Yes.
Like, why are
what
we...
are we doing? Why are we all facing this way? What am I missing?
Yeah, is there a door that's going to open up over here? What are we... Yeah.
I would definitely would have questioned that. No question. I mean, if everyone is facing the other way, I'm not going to be in this confined area without saying,
why are we doing this?
And
what are we doing
for 2
here?
years, this is what we have said about masks. You're wearing a mask out there. If you're putting it on, it's because you don't want to feel like Nadia. Because, oh my gosh, everybody else has got a mask on. I guess I better put one on or cause trouble otherwise. And I don't want any friction here. So let me just go along to get along. No, thank you.
Well, those people weren't mandated to face that way in the elevator.
That's a good point. But
the company that has the elevator didn't say you had to face that way.
It does show human nature, though. It shows we can't stand to be, we can't go against the grain at all. If the prevailing theory is that we all face the back of the elevator, well, I'm going to face the back of the elevator.
And this is also can explain how a society spirals out of control like Nazi Germany.
Right.
Oh, look, everybody else is doing a...
That's right. Interesting. All right, we will be back tomorrow.
Nazis on the elevator. I don't know.
Well, you don't know whether they were or not. You have no idea. Jeffy fills in on Overtime coming up.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.